Hey, it's Liz and Leon here with our new friend, Kathleen Quinn. Kathleen is the first satellite sister to sign up for the Satellite Sisters Look What I Do Big Fun Weekend sponsorship package. So we just had to meet you, Kathleen, and thank you for your support. Thanks for supporting.
I'm excited. Yeah.
Now, Kathleen, this sponsorship is for listeners who run their own business and want to introduce it to the Satellite Sisterhood. What do you do? What is your business and what do you do?
Yeah, so my business is called CFOQuinn. So it's two things. Me, I'm the Quinn part, and then CFO, I've been a CFO for 20 years. For 10 years, I'm the one who worked for Kerrygold. I was the CFO for all the U.S. operations for
Remember,
Kerrygold
Leon,
USA.
we would get email about Kerrygold or post about, we love Kerrygold.
Yeah, that is great butter. That is great butter.
Fantastic. I eat it to this day. The cows really are grazing in the grass in Ireland. I can attest to it. And so I was there for 10 years. I'm the one who said a hard no to Slate as a cheese board.
Okay.
Okay.
Separate topic altogether. But
yeah, we like so people with strong opinions, Kathleen.
I have many of them. So for the past 10 years, I have done consulting work as a CFO for small companies who usually need help in one of four areas. They need to get more profitable or understand why they're profitable. They need to manage their cash better. They need to price their product better. And they need a fresh set of eyes analyzing their business results. So those are the four things that I do for them.
We should have hired Kathleen like 10 years ago. My God.
We have Diane Gray, our satellite sister's accountant and procurement director, and she goes way beyond the duties that in that title. But years ago, a CFO could have made a big difference. So what kinds of clients do you really want? Like, who are we talking to here, Kathleen? We're presenting you out to the world.
Yeah.
So who should call you?
I work with any size business that's sometimes pre-revenue, but usually they have an established enough business model that they're selling something. Could be a product, could be a service. I do a lot of work in food and consumer products. And they're usually also at a point where they're thinking about growing or they're growing and they're like, whoa, time out. I really need to understand the numbers. And it's not their taxes, because they always have tax professionals for that. But it gets back to, what are you charging for your product? Are you making money? Are you managing your cash? And if you want to grow, how are you going to get there? So I help them model out, okay, this is where I am now. This is where I want to be in the future. And these are the costs. And so I do it for all privately held. So usually a small group of investors, an entrepreneur, and then lately I've done a lot of work in more with investment funds, but that's a pro and a con, right? The investment fund, that's a whole different thing. But I really like working with business owners to help them figure out what to do.
So I wouldn't have thought that CFO was like a freelance position, to be honest.
I know. Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
So I did not think it would be either. So I was at Kerrygold for 10 years, which I loved. Needed to do something different after 10 years. And
so much butter. So much butter.
My kids really, they actually can tell if I bake with different butter to this day.
Okay. Good for them.
I know. Yeah, well, yeah. It tells you maybe they need to eat fewer brownies. But yeah. And so what happened was I went to work for a consulting firm, a woman who went to the same high school that I did. And she got a call from someone who said they had a sudden need for a CFO and said, could you please send a nice CFO over to help us? There was some grief going on. Somebody had died. Anyway, so here I am, nice CFO person. And so from then I've gone from gig to gig, largely word of mouth for the most part. Yeah. And sometimes it's companies who don't need a full-time CFO. And a lot of companies don't, if you're not, there's all different reasons you could need a full-time versus a part-time. Yeah. Sometimes someone is thinking about changing their business up, like selling it to somebody, transitioning it to the next generation. And they really need to figure out, okay, what do I really have? What is this really? What does it really look like? So I've helped people get ready to sell their businesses. I've helped small business owners or medium size after they get bought by somebody and they stay on for a while, kind of cope with outside opinions about their company. Because if you sell your business to somebody and you stay around, Well, the buyers have some opinions, and you do
Yes.
definitely have to work. You have to work through it. Like, hi, they wrote you a really big check for a reason. So, and go.
So
through
you're
some of
also a
those.
therapist. So you're chief financial officer / life coach, basically.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
I've had
okay.
some moments. I understand these questions are hard,
Yeah.
but I'm warming you up to either talk to the new owner or talk to the bank or talk to prospective investors.
Wow. That just sounds like a service that a lot of people need. There are a lot of small businesses. Everyone's in transition all the time, right?
Yeah.
So like if your business is changing, you need someone to play the role of CFO, if only for a limited period of time.
Yeah. And like I've done the stints like a couple hours a week for months on end. I did one that was 18 months for about 20 hours a week until I got him ready to sell side ready, as they call it. And he didn't sell for 18 months, but I got a nice call 18 months later that said, yeah, all that modeling you set up, we were then ready to update it and talk to somebody. And you never know when they call back. Sometimes I work with them for a while. They're like, we're not ready. Sometimes they're like, I don't really want you. Somebody told me I have to have you. And I show up and then they're like, oh, this is not so bad. You can keep coming back. Okay.
Well, we're glad you're here. We're glad you're coming to
I'm
Minneapolis.
so excited. Yeah. I told my husband about it last night and he's like, you're going where? I'm like, yes, Minneapolis, big fun weekend. I think he's most intrigued by the ABBA party or the dance party. I keep calling it the wrong name. But
well, Kathleen, we created this sponsorship category specifically for people like you. We know in the Satellite Sisterhood, there are lots of people that have their own service business or their own product business, or they run small companies, or they're part of big companies that might need more visibility. So when you reached out and you said, I'm in, you also said, I've never done anything like this before.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to get in on the Satellite Sisters action?
So I was thinking about that when I was walking the dog this morning. And what I really like about Satellite Sisters, like you all refer to it as the nicest place in the internet. And I personally would like to work for and with the nicest people in the world. And I think that's like, for me, I'm like always figuring out my next networking strategy. Like, is it, I don't know, a group of tax accountants who need or bankers or this or that or the other thing. And I was like, well, there's lots of smart, interesting people in the Satellite Sisterhood. And often smart, interesting people know other smart, nice, interesting people who may have a business need. And so a lot of it is just talking to people. And like for me, like I can talk a good game pretty well, but it's just nice to meet people in person, one-on-one, especially after the pandemic, and just be able to have more of a conversation about, hey, cash flow is important, or oh, the 13-week cash flow people talk about in finance all the time, that actually is important to do, or just more on a conversation and, just kind of see what happens. It's an experiment for me. So
Leanne, are you excited? We're going to be having cash flow conversations this fun weekend.
I'm like, what is she talking about? we gotta, theoretically, we're supposed to be giving you advice at this weekend. You get to come and chat. We're going to have a coffee with you and everything. I feel like you could be very helpful to us. Liz, this is a genius idea to get people to come.
That's true. I have a secret prop I will bring for my little stand that I thought about. Someone gave me this 20 years ago, and I know I have perfect use for it.
All right. Well, you noticed I put my strong, calm, kind sign up behind me for this video, and a listener made this. This is needlepointed, and a listener made this because we talked about it so much on the show. So you're right. We are the nicest place in the internet, but people still need financial advice for their businesses. So
on an ad hoc basis, I've connected with a couple of members of the Satellite Sisterhood and offline said, hey, I'm, here are some ideas for you to talk about when you're thinking about doing. I think it was a woman talking about buying a business. I said, just here's my cheat sheet, right? Like here's how I look at numbers, very high level. Start there, and I'm happy to give you some coaching tips. And that was when I figured out also, there's some like, bigger, deeper opportunities. Increasingly, women are business owners. You see it in the Facebook page. You all talk about it as well. And so I don't work with a lot of women. I have been in finance my entire career. It's been a lot of finance bros, and changing it up sounds kind of good to me.
Okay, so now people are just going to come to see Kathleen. Liz. We are now superfluous at the Satellite Sisters Big Fun
we will
Weekend.
give you your own conference room, and people can make appointments with you, Kathleen. But really, we created this category for people like Kathleen. So if you're out there and you also have a business like this and you want to get a chance to network with the Satellite Sisterhood, the package includes a private networking event with us on Saturday mornings. So far it's us. You can put anything, any promotional material you want in our gift bag. Kathleen and I had a little offline conversation about that. We're going to give you special thanks at the Big Fun dinner. So you get a shout out from us to everyone at the dinner. If you want to do a demo or a networking table, like if people are there and they want to sell products, it's up to you. We will accommodate that. And the price for this package is $1,500, and that includes a ticket to the Big Fun Weekend. Now, if you're out there and you're thinking this sponsorship is for me, but I already bought my ticket, don't worry, we can figure that out. We will just deduct the price of that. So if you want to get in touch with us, you just email us at hello@satellitesisters.com. hello@satellitesisters.com. And what did I do when you emailed me, Kathleen? I just got right back to you. And then we had a phone conversation and we figured out how we can be the best partner for you at the Big Fun Weekend, right?
Yep. Yeah, I'm really excited about the whole thing. Yeah.
We're super excited to have you. So if people are already interested in working with you, Kathleen, and they, whether or not they're attending the Big Fun Weekend, how can people get in touch with you?
The best way is my email address, which is my first name, Kathleen with a K, Kathleen at CFOQuinn.com.
CFOQuinn. Don't you love that name, Liam?
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, my husband's friend thought it up. Long story, had to come up with an LLC, blah, blah, blah. And I needed something other than my name. And my husband's friend said, well, what do you do? I told him CFO. He goes, well, your last name is Quinn. That sounds like a good idea. I was like, genius. It was a marketing person, actually.
Okay.
Would he or she like to be a sponsor at the Big Fun Weekend?
I don't know. I'm going to start working my secret network of Quaker Oats people. That's what I want to do.
Okay.
Yes.
We used to do a lot of business with Quaker Oats, but not lately. So
that was my one of my early jobs after graduate school was at Quaker Oats.
See, Liam, our listeners have had such interesting lives and jobs, and it's going to be so much fun to meet everyone and talk about cash flow and other that they've worked. So thank you, Kathleen. We love your support. Well, thank you. We're grateful that you're helping us recruit other people to support. So hang on. I'm going to turn off the recording right now, and then we'll keep chatting for a second. Hold on.
Okay. Thanks.